Welcome to Reality is Undefeated. I'm Ant Gatewood. Thank you for tuning in. It's not hard to notice a lie. I can tell you I'm 7 foot tall all day, but when I stand up, even if you think I'm 6 something, you'll still know I'm not 7. The most talented amongst us can carry lies a lot further than others, but eventually their arms will weaken from that burden, and the truth will appear from within the fragmented pieces of Not yet. See, noticing a lie and acknowledging a lie are two different things. If you take a Caucasian man and place him next to a glass of milk, a bowl of rice, or a pair of them forces that Nelly was rapping about, you'll notice all four are white, except one. However, most won't acknowledge that. They'll continue to label all four as white and move on as if that isn't a lie. I purposely use that example. The truth is unnerving. Some time ago, long time ago, rest in peace, Bernie Mac, I was watching Malcolm X address an auditorium packed to the max, full of people looking just like me. He gave one of his signature speeches this day, and he spoke something that I will never be able to unhear. He said, "That man is not the standard." And I've been stuck ever since. Because see, I've said it before that a lot of African Americans believe history starts with slavery. Our historical figure starts with Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman. Those world history books that were assigned to us spoke very little about Africa outside of Egypt. See, we learned about Julius Caesar and Napoleon and English kings, Richards, Henrys, Edwards, Charleses, Louis, Kublai Khan and Genghis Khan, Gandhi, and other great men. Rulers whose contributions to the world are to be respected. Leaders that are to be admired. But admiration is the last station along these tracks for me. See, I don't have a problem when a man of another race sees his people as being the creme de la creme. He's supposed to. Why would any man think less of himself? I'm not offended by white men who care about white men and white issues and aren't afraid to speak on it. I love watching these international football games and you look in the stands and people are draped in their country's flags. Shout out my boy Christian. We went to a USA versus Puerto Rico basketball game in 2006. Everything he had on from head to toe had a Puerto Rican flag on it. Proud Boricua. And I completely understand it. Because while I can admire a man of any race for the feats of greatness that they have accomplished, I can't aspire to be any man that is not of African descent because they are not my standard. James Baldwin, James McBride, Eric Jerome Dickey, and others are my standard as I write this. If I was a young athlete, LeBron James, Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali would be my standards. As great as Leo DiCaprio is, Denzel Washington, Samuel Jackson, Lawrence Fishburne, Forrest Whitaker are my standards on screen. But see, I had to open them books and dig, explore and get lost. It's an open pit of knowledge down there. And while I know I will never get through it all before I die, I will never bore as long as I'm alive. See, I was digging because I knew we were more than rappers, athletes, and actors. I knew we were more than street hustlers, gangsters, and pimps, and any other negative image that the media worked tirelessly to provide images of us being. So I dug, and dug some more, till I was tired and about to give up, but then I dug up the black astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. Dug up black inventors like George Washington Carver, Garrett Morgan, Lewis Lattimore. I dug up black astronauts, 17 in total, none of which are more known than the worst rapper you can think of. Then I started asking myself, why would I look at Jeff Bezos as my standard of riches instead of someone with dark skin, like myself? I came across Mansa Musa. I wasn't content with the great Egyptian rulers, Cleopatra, Ramesses, and Tut. So I grabbed that shovel and I dug. Came across great African leaders, which most of us only know of Nelson Mandela. And then I came across another question. Why would I look at Donald Trump as my standard of leadership instead of Haile Selassie, who you may know as Ras Tafari? Again, I used that example on purpose. The truth is very unnerving. I stated in a previous video that black men support Donald Trump because we don't have a black man to nominate ourselves as president. It's not that we don't have a black man that's qualified to be president. We just don't have any belief in our own. If I'm speaking honestly, black men turn into women when it comes to endorsing another black man. The same way women look at us as a Build-A-Bear, we gotta have all the sixes and be thuggish and corporate and college educated and street certified and a host of other goofy Still not yet. Black men want us to be as revolutionary as Tupac, be as business savvy as Jay-Z, have the corporate connects of Byron Allen, be battle tested like General Colin Powell, speak like Obama, walk like Denzel. You get the point. The same way they harp on us for taking out the trash as if we wasn't out there working on that car or in that yard all day, is the same way we feature that man's negatives, like the Hollywood sign, on the side of a mountain of positives. Why can't we accept our men and their flaws, the same way we accept their men and their flaws? See, I have no problem with any black man that voted Trump over Hillary Clinton. I have no problem with any black man who voted Trump over Joe Biden. But there is no acceptable reason why on January 20th, 2021, there were already black men yelling Trump 2024, especially when Trump wasn't even sure if he would run in 2024 at the time. Why was that wagon hitched to that truck? That wagon needs to go west. That truck is headed east. We could have waited for that truck to come back around. Hell, there might have been a better truck to take us west by that time. But we know why. I'd rather not say. There is no explanation that a black man can give of why another black man is not his first consideration when it comes to choosing his leadership. Except Tim Scott and his flaws, Larry Elder and his flaws, Cory Booker and his flaws if he decides to challenge Biden or run independent. Give them a fair chance. And if they're still not your candidate, they're still not your candidate. We tore Obama down as if we presented him with Bobby Seale's 10-point platform before he accepted nomination and he declined to enact. As if we presented him with O'Shea Jackson's collaborative effort in the plan for Black America before he accepted nomination and he declined to enact. Where would Obama have gotten the experience to be a great president? What world leader would he have had access to pick their brains as an Illinois senator? Why do we view his presidency as a failure instead of viewing it as a start? And more importantly, if you felt like you could do a better job, why was your hat not in the ring? Were you not brave enough to go through that journey? Were you not inspired enough by the outcome you say you want for us? Or did you not have a plan for Black America either? Everybody could tell you how to do it. They never did it. Damn, Jay was brilliant with that line. We should be careful when criticizing those who put forth the effort that we won't. They say when a person dies, it's like a library burned down. Are we going to prevent the only 8 years of presidential experience that we have from being passed down from one brother to another because we were upset about what that brother did or didn't do in office? Because we didn't get reparation checks? Or because he wasn't able to magically reverse 400 years of systematic oppression? He's the only African American walking this earth with that experience. Do y'all understand the magnitude of what I just stated? Will the next African American president have to read from notes and memoirs and history books to get Obama's account on what it's like to be president, to prepare himself to take that office, prepare himself to step in those shoes? All because y'all want to prove to your white counterparts that we're different from the others? I have no political affiliation. That ended with Obama's presidency, in which I reflect fondly upon, although most of my views are conservative. I don't believe in being taxed at a higher rate because I got off my behind and put in more effort and made more money. I believe firearms should be allowed everywhere by every adult. I don't need you to agree with me. If you haven't noticed by now, I am an independent thinker. My standards are Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton when it comes to leading my people. Because just like those men, I'm willing to die for what I believe in. And I believe in black men. I believe that when the black man is present and in tip-top shape, the women and children will follow form, leading to safer and better-led communities. I don't believe in that other man because he is not my standard. Any man that looks like me who tries and tells you otherwise. Well, what I tell you guys about acknowledging lies. I've talked long enough. Good night.